Welcome to Incredible, where we discover the weird and wonderful in this world. People are constantly reminded about how safe air travel is compared to automobile travel, but when airplanes crash, people demand answers. After 2 catastrophic crashes involving the new Boeing 737 MAX in the space of 5 months, with a combined death toll of 346, the public was horrified to learn that the manufacturer may have covered up a design flaw that resulted in the 2 crashes, and that the government agency designed to protect the public from unsafe aircraft failed miserably. A new aircraft. Aircraft manufacturers are constantly designing new planes to provide faster speeds with better accommodations for passengers, which led to Boeing Commercial Airplanes creating its 4th-generation version of its 737 aircraft. The Boeing 737 MAX took flight in 2016 before being cleared for commercial flights in 2017. However, following the crash of the 2018 Lion Air Flight 610 in Indonesia and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 in 2019,
investigators hope to find clues amid the mangled wreckage, explaining how this new Boeing plane could crash so fast. Answers to this tragedy which can't come fast enough for Ethiopians. They've been gathering at the crash site.
The 737 MAX was grounded, with questions abounding as to what happened to cause 2 planes to crash. How could a brand new aircraft, which had been subject to strict regulations and safety tests, have failed so badly? A mechanical mistake. Crash investigators pinpointed the problem causing the 2 crashes, software known as Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, aka MACS. MACS is an automated corrective measure designed to help pilots. A 2019 report at the Seattle Times explained the reason for MCAS and how it worked. Going against a long Boeing tradition of giving the pilot complete control of the aircraft, the MAX's new MCAS automatic flight control system was designed to act in the background without pilot input. It was needed because the MAX's much larger engines had to be placed farther forward on the wing, changing the airframe's aerodynamic lift. Designed to activate automatically only in the extreme flight situation of a high-speed stall, this extra kick downward of the nose would make the plane feel the same to a pilot as the older model 737s. The problem with the MCAS in the 737 MAX appears to be that once it automatically engaged itself, a pilot could not stop it, which is exactly what happened in the 2 deadly crashes. Failed oversight. One of the most chilling aspects of this story concerns the Federal Aviation Administration, aka the FAA, which is supposed to protect the public from unsafe aircraft. Incredibly, the FAA allowed Boeing to conduct its own safety analysis of the 737 MAX. In 2019, reporter Dominic Gates revealed, as Boeing hustled in 2015 to catch up to Airbus and certify its new 737 MAX, Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA managers, pushed the agency's safety engineers to delegate safety assessments to Boeing itself and to speedily approve the resulting analysis. Gates' report indicates that the safety analysis had a number of flaws, including an assessment of what might happen should the MCAS system fail. This failure of the system was ranked as 1 level below catastrophic, but even that hazardous danger level should have precluded activation of the system based on input from a single sensor, and yet that's how it was designed. Was it a case of the fox guarding the henhouse? Well, that may be too strong an analogy. We'll see that Boeing's analysis was indeed faulty, and that the federal government not only failed to properly oversee the 737 MAX's design and launch, but failed to prevent further crashes after it refused to ground the aircraft after the first crash. According to a 2019 Wall Street Journal article, a Federal Aviation Administration analysis showed a good chance the same malfunction would crop up again, according to agency officials and people briefed on the results. Even under the most optimistic scenario, the agency's statistical models projected a high likelihood of a similar emergency within roughly a year. Incredibly, the FAA did not ground the plane or even consider grounding it. It simply reminded pilots how to respond to such emergencies. However, questions would emerge whether pilots and/or airlines were properly informed. Congressional findings. The United States Congress Transportation Committee conducted an 18-month investigation that led to a 236-page report criticizing both Boeing and the FAA for the 737 being launched when it was not safe. According to a recent article from the Wall Street Journal summarizing the investigation, Boeing ignored reports from engineers about the craft's safety. The longest portion of the document details previously undisclosed safety concerns raised inside Boeing by lower-level employees about the design and vulnerabilities of MCAS itself, concluding those questions were inadequately resolved or dismissed. The report also condemned Boeing for other failures, including inconceivable and inexcusable actions to withhold crucial information from airlines about one cockpit warning system, related to but not part of MCAS, that didn't operate as required on 80% of MAX jets. Other portions highlight instances when Boeing officials, acting in their capacity as designated FAA representatives, part of a widely used system of delegating oversight authority to company employees, failed to alert agency managers about various safety matters. The Wall Street Journal would report on 5 May 2019 that Boeing knew about the problems for a year before the Indonesian crash, and then gave some airlines and pilots partial and inconsistent explanations, according to industry and government officials. Even after the second crash, it appears it took the Wall Street Journal's revelations of Boeing's alleged mishandling of information for Boeing to fully inform airlines as to the dangers involved with the 737. The alerts, intended to tell cockpit crews if sensors are transmitting errant data, had been standard on earlier 737 models. Officials at airlines around the globe, including Southwest Airlines Co., the largest 737 MAX customer, assumed the alerts remained standard until details emerged in the wake of the Lion Air crash. At that point, the industry and FAA inspectors monitoring Southwest realized the alerts hadn't operated on most MAX aircraft, including Southwest jets. The failure could have led to even more crashes, and the FAA was blamed for grossly insufficient oversight. Should anyone be surprised that legal action has been taken by some of the victims' families? Taking legal action. A number of lawsuits have been filed, not only against Boeing, but against Southwest Airlines, which only uses Boeing aircraft. These include lawsuits from the victims' families, but also a lawsuit from Southwest Airlines Pilot Union.
We didn't take the action lightly. We were in talks with Boeing for over a month, and because the magnitude of the losses keep piling up, we had no choice but to file the action right now.
The pilots allege they have lost millions while the 737 MAX remains grounded, and that Boeing misrepresented the new plane's capabilities. For now, the 737 MAX remains grounded as the various craft undergo recertifications to determine whether they are flight-worthy. Considering the aircraft's history, there may be a large number of people who are reluctant to give the troubled craft a second chance.